5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are now rocking with the Homeboy Etiquette podcast. It's your main man over here at the 5280Q, passing off to my partner in crime, the Arc Reactor.
Yo, this is Kemet the Raw representing Homeboy Etiquette here on YouTube. Also representing KMT Games and KMT Productions here on YouTube. And we're going to give a bit of a drum roll since I don't have that sound effect yet. To our special guest making his return appearance.
Yes, sir. Ray Ellie. Find me at Ray Ellie Music. And, do acting, singing, dancing, all that stuff.
Damn, when was the last time you was here?
Was that like a month?
He was here a few months ago, right? Or like a month and a half?
Like a month and a half.
Yeah, what episode was that?
It was, we're on,
Fitness.
This is episode 21, so I think it was 16?
Maybe.
Something like 16 or 15, something like that.
Fitness episode?
Yeah, like he talked about fitness. Like, remember he came in like in his, cut off muscle shirt. Did you forget about that?
No, I didn't forget about it. I was just like, damn, we've been actively doing this for a while. We have been consistent. Now hit the goddamn subscribe button, you ghost watching motherfuckers. Oh wait, I don't know if we can cuss on YouTube like that before they shadow ban.
I think that a part of the shadow ban was because we tried to switch it over to Monday. And then they thought that we weren't being consistent. And so I've been slowly seeing the views start to creep back up. So I think if we just keep going consistent, make sure to keep sharing the video. Make sure you guys share the video, like the video, subscribe to the page. Make sure the bell notification icon is turned on and set to all so you'll be notified anytime we're uploading Homeboy Etiquette content. We need your help. We need extra engagement on these videos because we were doing fantastic and then it plummeted off a cliff. I don't know if somebody reported us or what, but it killed our views. But you guys can help us get past the shadow ban by engaging with the videos, like or dislike the video, doesn't matter. Comment on it. Say that I'm like a small-headed douchebag. I don't care. Just do something, anything. But yeah.
But anything if you like the content here right now, because we take risk here. Look at this. Okay, I wouldn't say we take risk because people could know who we are, but people already know who we are. They're like, oh yeah, that sounds about accurate. That's about the same way they are in real life, goddammit. But we take risk and we switch it from Saturday to Monday, and that risk didn't pay off. So we switch it back to Saturday just for you right now. Because we knew if we try to switch it again to Friday, maybe it won't pan off that way. But so we try to risk it again for the big Saturday. We know you going to the club right now. We know you getting ready and fresh. Oh wait, it's COVID. You ain't doing shit. Sit your ass at home with a mask over your face. Don't you be spraying that shit around or some shit like that. I don't know. Maybe you don't believe. Oh, fuck it, man. Go to fucking Miami Beach. Shit. Take that risk right now. This episode is about risk. This episode is about risking your ass and taking your ass down to Miami Beach. Because you know what's in Miami Beach? Some fine ass Argentinians, some Cubano women and some shit like that, dog. You be like, fuck it, yo, man. I might catch COVID, but my son's gonna be half fucking Korean and half goddamn Argentinian. And make some fucking Korean Argentinians, babies. Shit, do your thing out there. So anyway, how would you explain risk as you do things in life right now? Or how do you feel about risk? Do you ever want to feel safe, comfortable doing some shit? Or do you want to just be like a bit on I'm a little bit uncertain about going through this damn door. I don't know what the fuck's behind this bitch.
I would say that I've always been a risk taker in my life, but it's only in this stage of my life that I try to aim my risks, for the most part, towards making risky decisions for, a reasonable purpose. So, for example, cryptocurrency. People consider that a risk because crypto is so volatile that putting your money into it, if you don't really know what you're doing, you can be liquidated immediately. You can lose all your money. And I made a $4,000 mistake in crypto by thinking that it was literally like gambling or something like that, where it's just like, well, if I put my money in this coin, then it's projected to 100x, and then what wind up happening is it start to go up and up and up and up and up, and then the corporations that have crypto says sell, and then I lost 4 G's, bro. It was a $4,000 mistake. So I went ahead and got a book for understanding how to trade Bitcoin specifically and understand cryptocurrency and trading and stuff like that. So now I consider that my cost of admission. But getting back to the point, I've always taken a lot of risks. If you're, so going back into my childhood, I did skateboarding and stuff like that. If you just try stuff, you're just gonna break bones. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna ollie off of this 10 stair and then you die, right? And then I got into b-boying, which is I was spinning on my head and doing all types of stuff like that. You do that wrong, snap your neck. You know what I mean? And then also transitioning into my adult life, I was very risky in relations with women. I mean, I've had some I've had some like scares. I've had some questionable decisions I did, and like by the grace of God, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing alright, you know what I'm saying? And like, but now I applied my risk taking towards things that have like it's weighing risk and reward. Except, a couple weeks ago I literally got dropped off a cliff on this ride called the Pterodactyl, and next week I'm going skydiving. So I mean, I'm not completely mitigated in my dangerous risk taking, but like, for the most part, I've mitigated that. What about you?
I would say, because I watch, like, my whole morning routine is like watch motivational videos, drink coffee, start your day off. So just everything I've always watched, they always say, especially Will Smith, he's like, your greatest happiness, your greatest achievement is right on the edge of your greatest fear. And I didn't need Will Smith to tell me that, but it's also affirming to know that, like, how I do navigate my life is extremely riskful, to the average person. But I think, like, not to be cliche, it's like, what's the saying that everybody always says? They're like, you only live once, right?
Oh, YOLO?
Yeah, I've always lived that way. Obviously, that's the definition of risk, is like you're always chasing uncomfortability. You're always chasing something that other people won't do, because as a man, you should be here to make an impact greater than anybody else who's ever done it. And I'd say that's kind of the essence of, like, great men. It's like they try and do stuff risky, regardless of their life. So, yeah, that's nice.
Right, yeah. Okay, I agree.
Look at risk, not like as different than the scope of what Ray does. It's like, it's not trying to be better than somebody, just more of like, I think this might work. Let me try this out. Somebody's like, I wouldn't do that, man. That sounds crazy as fuck. I'm like,
you stupid.
Yeah, that means I'm really going to do this shit now. Because obviously, I don't want to be in the same frame of mode that you're thinking or the same lane that you are. So I'm going to go over here where the road is less paved, or whatever the fuck, less traveled.
Yeah.
Who the fuck said that? Was it Emerson or something?
I don't remember the name.
I was gonna say Ralph Emerson.
Ralph Emerson, yeah.
But it could be hella wrong. Ray, do you think?
I'll put the name on screen.
Right. Anyway, like road less traveled, some shit like that. But anyway, it goes. People usually get that quote even wrong because there's a whole other passage before. They just like, let me crop that one part out of it. No, I took the road less traveled. It's like, motherfucker, didn't you kind of have to double back on that crowded road? And then he's like, all right, let me see what the fuck's over here. So it's kind of like that thing where just more of, I just have an idea about something. I'm like, what if I just did this? It's like, maybe it's a little scary, it's unknown because the results is not known or not proven anyway by anybody that you know. So anything that happens after this is like, you just taking an educated guess. I think it'll just lean to the left if I pull this Jenga block that way.
And like, we literally had a conversation like this just before we did the podcast today. We were walking over from Starbucks in our Target, and he literally comes up with this whole plan on how he's going to either wear a red shirt and khakis or wear a flashlight costume to blind the cameras.
It wasn't a flashlight. It'd be like
LED lights.
LED lights, like wear a cap with LED lights on it. Cause like for some old cameras, maybe it looked like when you wore the LED lights, it was like kind of blinding for the old cameras. I was like, if you could find out what kind of cameras these are, and if maybe it's those old ass ones that get affected by LED lights where it seems like it's just bright when they're looking down at the screen, you could just take some khakis, a red shirt, wear that LED light hat, walk through Target, go to the back, the safe is open, take the cash out, pocket it, and then just walk out. And they'll be like, there he is on camera, but it's bright. Is that the Lord?
Yeah, bro. And like, and so like, he literally like he came up with this whole scenario, and I'm just like, dude, like, there are so many things wrong with this plan. Like,
have you been to Walmart? They have like facial recognition cameras now.
Oh, yeah, that's Walmart.
Well, that's why I wanted the LED suit to try to blind the cameras.
He's talking about Target. Oh yeah, Walmart.
Target is better than Walmart.
Hey, Walmart, you hear that shit? Yo, the beef right there.
What is that? Really, nigga?
Killing me.
But okay.
Wait, is there a Target? Like, I want to go to Mexico, just find a Target. Like, don't they
ran by the cartel? Good luck.
Yeah, like a Target that's run by the cartel, they'll literally just chop you up. Like if you try to steal an orange, and like, like, I don't know, man.
I'll be like, that'll be gangster to find out. Holy shit, there's a Target ran by the cartel. I wish I didn't know this.
Well, I mean, like, everything down there is probably run by the cartel, man. I mean, like, their entire government is, like, predicated on their activities, you know what I mean? Like,
Well, they're definitely a major player in the area where the government has to consider it. It's not like the trailer park boys. Like the trailer park boys, man, we a threat to everything out here. They're like in this little small circle, and the cops is just like, we have a trailer park?
Right. And then, okay, so, all right, so getting back to risk specifically. Okay, I got a question for you.
What you got?
Have you ever had to take a risk? But, well, actually, no. Let's talk about the fact that you joined the Marines. And, like, did you get into the Marines with the mentality that you may get deployed at all? Or were you specifically going into reservists because you knew you wouldn't?
Oh no, I only went to the reserves because I had a little brother back here, and then because shit at home was not exactly well balanced, so I had to come back to make sure I balanced that out, make sure he got to grow up and have a childhood, and he did. He got older, graduated high school, worked his life, never had any real encounters with law enforcement like that. He's just slowly building himself up, and he's doing good. So I don't regret going to reserves for that reason. But the only reason, another thing is, like, did I miss out on having fun in active duty? You goddamn right I did. Shit.
So the idea of getting deployed, like, that wasn't like a risk for you. You were just like, let's do this. Let's shoot some people in the face.
Shit, I had my get to the chopper speech ready.
Get to the chopper, no!
Like, dude, I got in. It was just, it felt like the right fit. It felt like I was not gonna get acquitted if they put that glove on my damn hand, and I enjoyed every time I had it there. It was like, even with the reserves, when we get caught up for drill and everything like that, we get there, people's like, man, I hate this shit. And I get there, I'm just like, man, I'm kind of happy. And as we get to the flow of things, because everything is like balls to the walls immediately, because we have no time to fuck around. So it's balls to the walls, getting the flow of things, getting the motion. And for me, it was peace. It was where I found my peace at, just being in that environment with my Marines and my unit, getting shit done. So the risk of it all wasn't. The highest risk I would have taken is if I would have went active and out of risk. I'm like, what would happen to my brother if I went active and then I get deployed, I'm having a good time over there, and I wasn't as prevalent there as I was when I was in the reserves. So at that one point, I was not willing to risk that. So I took the safer route to make sure to go to reserves and I could be there for my little brother.
Okay. All right, cool. And like, so you pretty much explained that. Okay, and then so for you, do you want to go into the risk of when you had the whole sit down with the family discussion on how you were basically just gonna leave everything and go to New York and stuff like that to pursue your dreams?
Yeah. So this was probably 3 or 4 years ago now, and it's kind of how I always make decisions. And fortunately, I would say, because of the parents that we have, it was never really from a place of like asking for advice. It was a place of like, hey, this is what I want to do and this is how I'm going to do it. Do you guys support it? So what I really did is like, I made a spreadsheet out. I was like, hey, this is what it's going to cost. This is what I need from you guys. I prayed about it. I want to go to New York. That's where my dreams are at. And I think I'm talented enough. So I'd say when it comes to risk, it was like, okay, I'm in Colorado. I get really good roles out here. I think I'm pretty talented. And then New York would be a completely different ballgame, like you would think. It's like, okay, now you're a big fish in a really, really big ocean out in New York, but in Colorado, it's like you could be a big fish in a small pond. So I was like, okay, I really need to know. And that's kind of what I was really prefacing it against, is like, okay, how talented am I? Can I go to New York and can I succeed? Right. Things like that. So I sat down with the family and I was like, hey, New York's expensive as fuck. You guys trying to pay my car bill for a couple months until I start landing gigs. And I think the riskiest part is the family saying, fuck no, you're on your own.
No, I helped you out.
What? Yeah?
I was like the only one who did. I was just like, I supported.
Hey, true.
Look, I was the only one.
True.
Like, don't throw me under the bus like that, bro. Bruh. Like, nigga.
Anyway, the rest of these niggas were like, hey, good luck. And I was like, all right, bet. And like, literally the first day I was out there, landed a musical. Second day I was out there, landed some films, and literally didn't hear a single no when I was out there. So In hindsight, I was like, there's no risk. I'm talented as fuck, boy.
Yes!
But I don't, now that I think about it, I don't really actually remember being afraid. I really don't. Especially with something that's like, I wake up, it's like, this is what I do. Like, I sing, I dance, I act, I do musical theater, like, this is what I do, this is who I am. So I don't know if that would be the best example of risk, because I came in very fearless in, like, I woke up one day and then 7 days later I was in New York.
Right. Okay, then let's shift the goalpost then. What is the riskiest decision in regards to what you do? In regards to your career and your talent and your paths, what's the riskiest thing you've ever tried? Like something where like you were unsure, where it's like this is a gamble, and it was gonna cost you something if it failed.
Well, New York costed me tens of thousands.
Yeah.
So
and when you came back, you were a changed person.
I was changed. I was changed for sure.
Wait,
And you
also-
could tell he went through something, bro.
What was the difference?
Well, actually, the number one thing I was talking to Shannon about is what I realized is that nobody's special. That's what I actually realized in New York, because there was one specific night. I think it was Thanksgiving. We were all sitting. Me and my New York friends, were sitting around this table, and we were all talking about like dreams, goals, aspirations, and then they were talking about their ideas, and they were talking about their next steps and what they're planning on doing moving forward in life. And I had deja vu. I was like, I had this exact same conversations with my niggas out in Colorado. Mm-hmm. I was like, these New York people are not different.
Right.
Like, we romanticize Miami and New York and California, like, oh, these are where the talented people stay. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no, they're not. They're all regular people, and it's just luck. So I'd say that's the number one thing I took from New York, was like, I'm right there. I'm not any better, any less than anybody over there. But I'd say the struggle part I kind of heard, like that I kind of figured out over there, was like, it's like when you're in a place where you really have no support system, no help, that's where I grew the most, was understanding that, like, okay, I am over here by myself. I do have to make really solid decisions. I can't afford to make a bad decision. And then even just my safety in mind, like I think it was like 2 months when I was out there when I wouldn't leave my place past 9, because I was like, oh, New York's dangerous.
Right.
And then I also learned that that's not actually as true as people think.
And it depends on the neighborhood, right?
So I
Okay.
learned a lot.
And then, so with that same questioning, I'm going to move it to you, and then I'll answer the same thing.
All right.
Was there anything in your life, like whether it be career-wise or like life-changing, where it's like you basically gambled on it, understanding that you could lose something very major in your life if it didn't go through the way you wanted it to?
Well, shit, damn. Should have been thinking about that, but I was more interested in Ray's story. I was like, that is an interesting story.
Well, like I'm trying to you know.
I
keep
know
the
what you
flow
mean.
going.
I'm trying to figure it out. I was like, all right, a risk would be, I would say probably for me, if so the risk for me would be, it wasn't even risk. I don't know how to I think a risk, but then it's like I also have, like, when I'm leaning towards something, it's like an intuitive feeling. It's just like, it's just something like, I can go about this. Of course,
Right.
It could end up badly or something like that, but I think maybe a risk was when I went to an open mic, and I did open mic. Like, I wasn't gonna do it, and then it was like, hey, you wanna go? I was like, fine, fuck it. So I got on stage and I started telling my damn joke, and I wasn't getting any laughs or anything like that, but I like that feeling being on stage, except for the fact is, so how we got these lights here, that shit magnified by 10 and a couple of more lights, and that shit just blinding you in the fucking face. I can't see shit in the crowd. It is dark as fuck. I'm blinded, and I'm telling a joke about going to a fucking Nigerian wedding and how if any of my friends are Buddhists, I'm dying before them.
Right.
And that shit
Did it go over or no?
Hell no, because then I realized, I was like, I'm telling this joke in front of a bunch of open micers, people who are also trying out material, and they're not there.
You can't do material for comedians, bro.
Yeah, they're not there.
That's what they said that. Did you watch Dave Chappelle's special? He said that that's like the best thing you're supposed to do is take the class.
Well, you'll get a more honest response, but like it's when he just started open micing and he's in front of a bunch of other open micers. Like, they're not gonna give him the laughs that he needs. Like, they're hating on this nigga. Like because I listened to Patrice O'Neal and there's a show called Opie and Anthony, like it was a super famous radio show out in New York, and they would have something called there's car crash comedy, meaning that you can only get 3 car crashes, meaning a joke doesn't go over before you have to sit down. And they were in a room full of other comedians, and almost no jokes went over. We're talking about there was one guy who was able to make everybody laugh out of all the open micers, and it's because he'd already been he was a professional, you know what I mean, and he just happened to be there for extra publicity. But all the other ones, it literally was silent. You know what I mean? And then they even explained, they're just we understand that this isn't what you do in front of crowds, because crowds will actually work with you because they want to have a good time. Yeah. But if you have a bunch of other comedians, they're not going to give you the shine because they don't want to admit that you may be better even if you are. You know what I mean? It's literally cutthroat because a lot of comedians are comedians by necessity. You know what I mean? It's not even just a dream. It's this is what I'm reduced to. I have nothing left. You know what I mean? It's just comedy now. So I feel for you. That must have been horrific. I actually have a story just like that, and that ties into the risk thing once you're done. But go ahead, finish.
It was okay, like you were saying, there was no feedback, and I realized I'm telling this shit in front of other people who think they're hilarious, who think they're funny. And then I'm listening to them, and the other guy's trying to come up, and then I'm listening to a motherfucker. I'm like, alright, I don't find that funny. I don't find that funny. And then I got this 2 motherfuckers over here talking shit about every other comedian, laughing at their joke, making inside jokes. And then one of them they finally get up on stage. One of them is, and this is hot ass fucking caramel chick with the fucking hugest fucking tits.
Dude.
God, she was
cheat code. She don't need to be funny.
Yo, she was, her joke though. Goddamn sociopath. But yo, she was fine, and I knew immediately to stay the fuck away from her ass. God damn, she was fine. And nah, she was fine. She ever hears this shit, she was fine. And I gotta ain't about to have no fucking tell you the story about having a crazy ass girlfriend. I know where that fucking road leads. I'm out this bitch. I know the risk down that road, and I knew damn sure I wasn't gonna. That's not worth the goddamn reward.
Nah, I totally got you, man. Okay, and yeah, honestly, I like comedy. I love comedy. I study comedians, dude. And I've actually done musical performance, like rapping and stuff like that. But the idea of getting up on a stage to tell comedy is completely frightening to me, dude. I'm going to try it at some point in my life.
Let's do it. I'll do it if you do it.
Because I already started writing potential bits and stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so it's definitely a thing I'm gonna do. But it's Jesus, man.
Whoa. What's the deal with airline food?
What's the deal with airline food? They give you peanuts. They didn't ask if I had an allergy.
Wait,
bro.
Was that a...
I just said that off the top of my head.
Okay, I was I like that joke. I was
bro, I got a badumts in here, but I'm not gonna look for it. But
how the hell are ya?
How the hell ever? Hello, Cleveland. How's everybody doing tonight? Shut up. You stink. And I'm like,
you sound just like
me. I'm bro. Okay, so I'm gonna tell a risk story on my end.
Okay.
I don't know if this is the greatest risk I've ever taken.
I was like,
but,
here we go. The nigga in me showing, all right? Stupid ass nigga.
Oh wait, I got something for that.
You stupid.
All right. Stupid. All right, but it's similar to yours, where it's I didn't know. Okay, so when I did my first show, I kind of got. I got spoiled, all right? The red car robber stuff, we literally came in the door with a crowd.
Yeah.
And then that's why he's giving me shit all this time where it's just you guys squandered it. You guys should have squashed your beef. You guys could have been big really fast.
And Red Car Robbers was a rap group.
Yeah. I've talked about it before.
Okay.
But then I started going solo, right? And then, so the first one felt like a risk. Because I was up there by myself, and I'm pretty sure you were the one who suggested it to me. I hadn't done anything like that. It was that's where I met DJ Spence. We both entered that that competition, and then we were both able to get a spot. In the top 3. I think you won or something. I don't know. I
don't remember.
But yeah, it felt like a risk at first.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it felt like a risk at first, but once I got actual good response, you know what I mean, it didn't feel like one. What I didn't realize was it was kind of like what happened to Q when I wound up doing another show, and there was a ton of people there. And stupid me, thinking that if I choose the time towards the end of the night, it's like I'm the headliner. But it was a bunch of artists. It was literally a showcase of a bunch of artists.
Yeah.
And so everybody was tired and burnt out because they forced everybody to stay there until the winner of the contest was done. You couldn't even leave the room. You know what I mean? And two, like
They pissed.
Like there was people that were like fantastic, dude. Like fantastic performers, all that type of stuff. And then what happened to me was like I had songs where like I had to be more soft-spoken. I didn't get a chance to talk with the DJ to be able to adjust like my mic for volume or anything like that. I didn't realize that if you're a rapper, you basically need to have your whole track playing behind you so that people can hear you. My voice wound up cracking so bad because I couldn't hear my voice like through the monitors, and so I wound up messing up the whole set. And I had an entire crowd of people just staring at me like this, bro. Like dead silent. And like that, I got traumatized from that, dude. I will never forget that image of a bunch of people looking at me like
Bruh. Really, nigga?
What is that?
You stupid.
bro.
What is that?
I'm telling you. And like I didn't know it was a risk until afterwards, and then so like I took a lot of notes, but I still haven't performed since that day, bro. It hit me so hard that I was just like, I took down all of my faults. I was just like, I'm not gonna make these mistakes again. But literally the soul crushing blow of everybody staring at me like, bro.
What is that?
Like they didn't have to say a word, but that's what all of their faces said. And I'm talking about
Only L you took was just not getting back up there.
and like, bro, and literally like, and I'm talking about like hundreds of people just staring at me, just staring at me like, can you get off the stage? Like for real. And like so now. It wasn't a risk until like it was a retroactive risk, and I didn't realize what I was stepping into when I did that. So yeah, just to relate to your story, it was horrific, dude. Like I dead ass feel traumatized from that because all the other shows I did, like the volume was fine, I could hear myself, I could sing, and like people were going along with my hooks and stuff, saying it with me in the crowd. They didn't even know my song, but the hooks were catchy enough to where they would say it along with me, and I went from all of this build up to nothing. Like just nothing, bro. And like I should have went first. Like literally I should have went first because like people still had energy. It was literally like 12:30 at night and everybody wanted to go home. They were just waiting. They were just waiting to leave and hear the winner of the contest, and stupid me went second to last. Like, bro.
So, do you think now the hesitancy in performing again, is it due to knowing the
Sorry, I'm immature. My fault. Go ahead.
due to
Oh wait, no, I got a better one for that. There we go.
So fuck it, I'm still saying. Anyway, so do you think the fact that you've been hesitant to perform again is due to the fact that
Make me do
you're
it again, bro. I'll do it.
do it again, goddammit. I'll repeat it. Alright, so due to the fact that you remember that trauma of last time when you last performed. And is that my fault? Why is it?
I thought you put that on airplane mode.
I did put it on airplane. This bitch is on airplane mode. Why is it fucking ringing? Why is Chris calling me?
You stupid.
What is that?
Stop the cap.
Yo, this shit's on airplane mode and it's still ringing. Alright, I'm gonna have to call him back because if this bitch got through airplane mode, maybe
Bro,
it's an
blow up your
emergency.
phone.
Alright, that's gotta mean it's a fucking emergency. So, you know, we're gonna get through the show. I'm not gonna answer that until after the fact, because if it is emergency, there's not shit I can do about it. So, but do you think the fact that you haven't gone on to perform again due to the fact that you realize the risk of performing, if it's not great, you might end up with that again. So since you experienced that part where it seemed like it was not rewarding, it was terrifying, traumatizing as hell, and you're thinking like, if I go do this again, that can happen again. Even though it happened at one time and there's no way to predict that it'll happen again. And if it can, you can always mitigate it because you knew what happened that night, and all you gotta do is make sure whatever happened that night don't happen this one.
Okay, yes, and then, well, not necessarily, well, I have an answer for you, and then that actually reminded me of a question that I can bring to him to like, okay, so, I kept making projects after that, and then I kept working with, shout out to DJ Spins out in Brooklyn, New York. He just won an award. By the way, nigga, congratulations to DJ Spins for putting in his non-stop hard work, bro. Okay, so I kept making projects. I kept doing like the radio interviews and stuff like that, the promotion, everything like that, and I planned to do more shows. But then COVID hit. And then, I literally was just like, well, I'm not gonna put any extra energy into this if I can't, because I was going from like show to show to show at this point, and I was just feeding off of the momentum of, okay, like you do decent at this show, and then like I was meeting like promoters and stuff like that, and then they're just like, hey, do you want to do a show on Tuesday? Tuesday isn't a great night for shows, but I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was literally just breaking my cherry on like being more comfortable. Yeah, no, I'm serious. No, like breaking my cherry. Hear me out. Hear me out.
What is that?
Crazy.
What is that?
Bro, I know, bro. He's like, yeah.
Nani?
But
go ahead.
But no, like it was because the reason why I explained it that way is because it was literally like I was getting over my ability, or getting over my any anxieties I would have on just being in front of crowds on a consistent basis. Mm-hmm. Like I understood that, like, you know, I'm gonna start in like empty venues, maybe some bars here and there, and then just through my work ethic, just develop a comfortability on stage that that experience is irreplaceable. And so what it was is like COVID hit, and then, you know, I wound up slipping into a depression because I wanted to go and be more social, but I was denied the ability to do so. And then so I had to like a bunch of soul searching to do, and then it came out better. Cool. But like now that things are starting to open back up a little bit, now it's like we have our 31 Summers project coming up. Like I don't mind performing anymore because now I know the mistakes of last time, because like now we just have to make sure that we have the full song playing in the background just in case the DJ doesn't give a shit about like being a DJ and adjusting the volume to where you can hear it and the crowd can hear it. Like, because there were monitors in front of me and I couldn't even hear myself talk. He didn't care. I'm not gonna say that's 100% his fault, but that's the reason why rap live is so egregious, is because of stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I don't have any problems with that. But that brings me into my next question. You've been performing since you were, what, about 10, 11?
10 or 11, yeah.
And like, okay, so since then, I mean, excluding when you very, very first started, mm-hmm. have you ever been in a performance, we'll bring it back to Risk, where it's like you were ill prepared and you knew that, like, if you didn't just come up with it on the spot or something like that, or miraculously remember something you didn't remember, that you were gonna look bad or something like that?
100%. So this is actually a wonderful question. I love thinking about it. So I think about it every single audition, every single time I'm on stage, every single time I'm even thinking about on stage, I think about that. So it only happened twice. So first time, it was freshman year on stage at the high school I went to, and it was not during a show, it was just a one-act festival, like a festival where like you just do like tiny pieces of different musicals or different plays and then whatever. Mm-hmm. And I forgot my lines.
Oh.
And then I froze, for sure.
Oh, no.
For sure. So what that taught me was that, one, the most valuable lesson I've ever learned on stage is the only reason you are afraid of losing lines or afraid of performing or afraid of getting on stage is because you're unprepared.
Right.
So I always over-prepare. So that taught me that. I've never, since then, forgot a line on stage, ever. ever. The second time it happened was after I had taken some time off performing and singing and stuff, and I was like a network engineer for like, I think it was like 3 years or so, and then I was like, hey, I'm gonna get back into theater. So then I was like, this is what I do, this is who I am. So I got on stage and I grabbed the mic up, and one of the songs I wrote was playing, and I froze, and it was like playing, and I was like, how do we do this? And I was like 23 or something, like, and I was like, I don't want you to leave.
What is that?
Stupid.
Like literally, like it was like the most. I will never forget the most traumatic experience, because it was like everything that I thought I had, my identity, things like that. I was no longer that. On stage, I was thinking about this. I was like, if I can't do this, who am I? Right. So obviously, I was on stage the next week, but I took that as a lesson. Was like, okay, you can no longer just get on stage and vibe. And I think a lot of, especially rappers, are really good at this. They just have a song playing, they're just like, and they just have like hand motions, and they know what they're gonna do.
Right.
Every time I get on stage, it's almost robotic, because it's like I practice so much everything I'm gonna do, where my hands are at, where my body's at, how when I stop singing, when I keep singing, it's just it's like extremely meticulous, and that's kind of how I like to go through things. So those are the two things I really learned that were like traumatizing. I was like, okay, this is risk. This is what I learned from it.
Okay, bet. And to your point, when I started performing too, I became the exact same way. So what was messed up about the performance I just told you about is like my body language and movements were all on point, but my voice was just trash. And it was like cracking and stuff. I was having to try to sing at a higher volume and projection than I was prepared for, because I couldn't hear myself, and I couldn't tell if they could hear it or not. You know what I mean? And but all the movements just like, and I'm walking to the other stage and pointing at niggas, and but they're just like, nigga.
You
What
stupid.
is that?
Bro. Okay. And then all right. So we're at about the halfway point. Okay. So.
Well, I wanna go into that one real quick. Just on that whole thing. That's literally why, if people if I show up and I'm about to sing, they already know what it is. Because there's multiple times where I'm performing my own stuff, and I'm like, hey, like whether I'm first, last, middle, I stop everything and I'm like, hey, we are doing a sound check right now.
Dude,
and they're like,
I talked to the DJ, he refused.
I've had people refuse, and I'm like, hey, I'm not performing tonight. Like, that's fine. Like, you asked me, you've already paid me. I'm walking out this bitch if we don't do it.
I had to pay them to perform.
That's kind of Colorado-esque.
But it was damn, that is the showcase tour. They made me pay $350 to get the most traumatic experience of my life, bro. No, like every single time I get a chance to tell people how trash they are. And your brother and Bull, they went through the showcase tour too. That's why she's like, I know those niggas. Fuck them niggas, bro. Like niggas. Like, no, I'm just saying, like,
I'm paying $350. Fuck you,
bro. And then they act as though they're gonna be like performing and stuff. The best thing I got out of them was a single photo that I used for a profile picture that people liked. That's the only positive thing I got from them, bro. $350 for a single picture.
Well, it makes sense, because stages are not just like, you can't just go on a stage and then have an audience there and perform. So like, you are paying for the experience of catching the W or catching the L. The only reason why it doesn't work on me is because I've had so much musical theater and acting stage experience. Like, a stage you can't pay me to be on a stage. Like, I'm at a point where like you have to pay, I'm at a point where you have to pay me to be on your stage now. Right. But most niggas who are like, hey, I want a rap career, like, they're like, okay, well, do you want to get on my stage? Well, then you need to pay me for my stage. So we're just at a different point on that part. So I get that.
No, I totally got you. And then but I don't really have performance anxiety in the sense of being a bunch around or being in front of a bunch of people, because of like the whole b-boying thing. I was in 3 different breakdance crews. I was at tournaments all the fucking time. And like I would make it a point to be the best, flashiest nigga there. I'm just like getting the crowd going with me and all types of stuff. Like I eat that up. You know what I'm saying? So when everybody's just dead, just looking at me like some corpses, bro. That hit me, cause like I've always been used to people just going with my vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
you know what you should have did in that moment? Like when I'm like,
Hey,
all
fuck
right.
y'all!
I'm like, all right.
Man.
I'm like, yo, fuck this. Cut the goddamn music.
Yeah.
Fuck the goddamn music, cause the music goddamn useless. Ain't no beat making you niggas move your feet. I'm the dopest MC that you ever seen in 303. So you niggas supposed to be not nodding at me. You sleep. Woke up, drove,
Yes!
and just dropped the mic and I left. I'm like, fuck y'all niggas.
Bro, do you know what the crazy part about that is? They had a power outage that night. And that's one of the reasons why everything took so long. And during the power outage, we had a freestyle circle where everybody was doing acapella. Boom. Dude, and I had a crazy freestyle. And people recorded it, and like we sent it out, and like still to this day, that's one of my most viewed videos on Instagram. That's what I got out of it. So like when the speakers weren't involved, and then people were just gathered around in a cipher, I killed that shit. That's why I'm so fucking upset.
Like with yourself, you gotta impose your will on the DJ.
Dude, like
How many times are you gonna say no? Like, oh, I'm not gonna do a recheck.
There was literally 35 other performers. Like he wouldn't care.
And
like
there's
he
just
did not care.
Bro, I've been there. Hey, niggas would be like, oh, I'm not trying to do a sound check. I was like, yeah, you are. And he's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you are. And he's like, all right, I'm doing it.
Yeah, but I'm not as big as you, bro. Like, I'm not as physically imposing. I'm a strong nigga, but look at you.
Just be like, yeah, you are.
Wait, no, I got something for that, bro. This nigga's like, yeah, you are.
What you did, just look down with a smiling face?
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah, like that's creepy. I don't like that a lot.
No. He's good at that shit.
There you are.
Nigga.
What is that?
I am.
You're like, all right.
What is that?
That's a me.
But nah, bro, like that's what because like I've had other DJs or whatever, and like we do a sound check at the very beginning, and he was super professional, and then for each performing group, they would be like, okay, what are the levels? And then he takes
that's
notes.
nice.
He takes
That's
notes on
nice.
each person so that each group has their specific settings.
That's rare.
And stuff like that. And I was just like, I thought that's what it was, because
Yeah,
with
that's
the
rare.
Red Car Robber stuff, that's what I was experiencing every time.
Also, don't have your track playing in the background. Like, don't have your do you mean like your words? Like you talking?
Oh,
nah, don't.
no.
That's a L.
Have you guys seen
That's a L.
like y'all seen the versus battle
That's
with
what I
Dipset
thought too,
versus
that's
the
what-
Locks, right? That was the difference of it all, because the Locks had all they shit memorized already. All you had to do was play the beat, and the
Yep.
Locks went murder the shit. Dipset just had to have a track playing in the
Yep,
background.
you don't want that. You don't want that.
You saw what happened with Jadakiss, right?
That's why Jadakiss beat him so bad, because he had all his stuff and didn't have a track playing in the background.
And he freestyled.
He had ad libs going, and he had his choruses playing, but his verses it was just him. So
But that was my mindset going in, but since I couldn't hear myself, I couldn't gauge my levels.
and now
man.
moving forward, you will talk to the DJ and be like, hey, this is what I need to do. This is what the song. And then if you start your song and it's too loud, you stop the whole bitch and you say, hey, put it back down to 6 like we talked about, and then you restart and you have a good show.
It's because I couldn't hear myself. I wish I could have heard myself, because if I knew that it was coming out correctly, I would have just continued. But because of that, I kept trying to raise or lower my voice, because and then my voice started cracking because I was making it do stuff I didn't practice.
I've been
was
there.
crazy, dude.
I've been there. Especially as a singer, that's usually what I say is like, hey, everybody out, this bitch is rapping, I'm singing, we need to redo levels on this bitch. You can't say no.
Right. And that was my messed up part too, is I had singing songs. I had a rap song, singing song, rap song. And the first rap song was alright. People were just like, okay, yeah. And then I got to the singing song and it was, nigga.
You and me,
Yeah. No. It was
Reggie.
Reggie.
But okay. So we got 20 minutes left. Okay, so we were talking about risk. I'm gonna start the question with you.
What you got?
You are you're a Renaissance man. You've been around the world, and you've seen a lot of things, right? What is the riskiest endeavor that you've taken knowingly with a female?
Going inside of a Russian strip club in fucking Thailand. Fuck that shit. Fuck that. Nah. I was right. Russian women creep me out, man. I don't give a shit. Some people like, well, white women creep you out? Like, no, motherfucker. Get really specific like that, because you're robbing people with goddamn cultures and history. We just generalize them like that.
No.
and you
Russians
make that
are
shit.
very different
Nah.
than other. Yeah.
Like, go inside of a Russian strip club. My brother told me stories. He goes like, yeah, man. Like, yeah, the girls get you to take them home, and then they get you there.
You give me the money. Yeah. I give you sexy time. You give me the money.
And then you get a knock at the door. You go, who the fuck is at my door? Some big ass motherfucker that you'd be like,
duh.
And then they just beat your ass and rob you.
And that's what's happened to Mark Reese. As he thought he was gonna be getting Russian vagina.
Yo, when that shit got creepy as hell in that club, my ass shot the fuck about that bitch. Yo, man, shit started getting weird. It's like, come on, take me home. Take her home, too. I'm like, yo. I'm like, calm down. You're getting really aggressive right now. No, you're taking both of us home. I didn't agree to that shit. I'm like, yo, y'all are freaking me out right now. I was like, get off me.
Hey, you better man than me. I was like, hey, for real?
I was like, all right. I took whatever money I had in my wallet, and I was like, threw that shit in the air, and they were like, oh, money.
Oh, so you were scared? You felt the energy?
I was like, I don't know what this is. I don't trust it.
When you're dealing with hoes and they're surrounded by a bunch of giant Russian niggas,
I'm like, yeah, let me go take this call real quick. I'll be right back.
No, I listen to your call.
Oh my God!
I got the fuck out of there, dipped through an alleyway, and ended up running into this booth area. And it was like this one like booth bar.
It was like a military thing?
Nah, it was on the pier. It was on the pier. Like the strip club was on the pier.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was Phuket or some shit like that. I can't forget which place it is. And then I just ended up going through the alleyway into these like little tents of little sections off little fucking curtain tents, what the fuck ever, of like different bars. And then I seen this one chick. She was like twerking and something. I was like, oh shit, that's an American chick. Let me go talk to an American girl. Nope, she was tired. We got to shooting shit. And then they was having a fucking DJ. Like, they were competing with the other fucking bars for customers, right?
Yeah.
So I went in, I was like, hey, let me play some shit. I took over the fucking DJ booth and ended up helping them win a DJ battle.
I like that.
Yes!
That's a good story.
Bro, like, and I'm not gonna be able to come up to that thing. So, like, I mean, what about you? Like, what is the riskiest thing that you've done, knowing the risk, with a female?
I can't tell you the riskiest thing, but I will tell you the second riskiest thing.
Second? You can't tell me the first one?
I'll tell you
Okay, off camera.
I can't tell you the risk.
Because it's going to be like... Okay, go ahead.
All right. Second riskiest thing. It is really not super risky. The second one is a big jump from the second to the first. It's a big jump.
God.
So...
All right, we can first off to hear what the second
Over 9,000!
It was, I think it was like a dating app or something. I like met some girl, and it was like 11 o'clock, and she was like, hey, I'm trying to have me come over. I was like, yeah, what the fuck you mean? So I like drove to her place, and then she was like, hey, so... Oh, fuck, I can't tell you this. I'm gonna tell you. Forget it. She was like, hey,
all names will remain anonymous.
She was like, hey, so my husband's inside, and he really wants to meet you before
Nigga, what?
you go. Oh. And I was like, let's fucking do it. Right? Because I was like, I'm not scared of shit. So I walk in, I was like, hey, Brandon. He's like, hey, take care of her tonight. I was like, that's the plan.
Oh, no, he was a cuck.
It seemed like
it. Okay,
but I walked inside knowing full well I could be murdered. And I was like, I'm not scared of nothing. So that's the riskiest thing.
Look at more about it. What?
I wasn't lit or nothing. I was focused. I was like, here we go. You know, like, I'm ready. Obviously, there could have been 7 niggas out there and kill me. But, you know, that's the riskiest thing I did. Talked to her husband. It was good times. He was cool as fuck. Cracked open a cold one with the boy.
Hey, man.
And then took her back to the place, cracked her open, and then took her back. But the funniest part about that is this is the part where I don't really want to share, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. She was like sucking me off, right?
Yeah.
And then she literally just asked me the most random question while she was doing it. She's like, hey, who did you vote for?
And
Bitch, what?
Yeah. And I was like, Trump. And then she was like, oh my God, and then kept going. And I was like, okay. And then she stops like about 2 minutes later, or probably like 30 seconds later, and she was like, I can't believe you voted for fucking Trump. Do you remember that you're black? And then she kept sucking me off. And I'm not responding. I'm like, and then she keeps going, and then she's like, oh my God, are you serious? You really did vote for Trump? I was like, yeah. And then we finish, and then she's like, oh my God, take me home after we're done. I was like,
I'm about to bust.
Excellent.
and I was like, good. This is about that time. You gotta head home anyway. So like, let's take you home. And I take her home.
Like, I knew you would.
Got home to her husband. Honey,
These are the best I've ever heard.
Hey,
I'm
bro.
about to bust. I send that video all the time. Hey, that's so good.
Bro, I put
You got
a
the
lot of
Star
time
Wars
into
going,
this
bro.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put a lot of time.
So that's the riskiest thing I've ever done. Meet
Okay.
somebody's husband.
Honestly, yeah, that's pretty risky. I don't. Okay, so like I don't know. Like both of your guys' stories are like so magnanimous. Like when it comes
How
to
the hell is
female.
buy magnanimous? It's fucking Russians. My brother warned me about that.
Dude, okay, you're overseas at a Russian brothel and you're getting chased by like Russian pimps.
I need
But,
that
like,
story.
it was
I need
not-
that on my
that- it was
resume.
not Russian
I
pimps.
need that
No,
story.
it was just strippers just being really aggressive, trying to pull me back in, and I just threw the money in the air and jetted out that motherfucker. If they
Bro.
were chasing after me, they didn't catch my black ass. It was like, I was like, foo, 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 foo.
Alright, we got 10 minutes, boys.
It's like,
okay,
maybe he's Jamaican.
I mean, okay, so mine isn't so specific because this is something I still do.
Wait, what?
I have a lot of sex in public places, like public places where it's just like I've been caught. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah?
I've been caught. Like,
Hilarious.
I fucked in a Taco Bell parking lot. I fucked in a jungle gym while there were kids around.
You are what,
like-
nigga? No,
say,
allegedly,
yeah,
allegedly,
fucked, yeah.
allegedly, motherfucker.
You can't prove it, nigga. Like,
You just admitted it.
Allegedly, nigga.
no, but no. What I'm saying is,
Fucking
that,
Cosby.
okay,
All right, Cosby.
a cop has to actually like catch you in the act and administer the summons.
Allegedly.
So,
Tell that shit to a prosecutor. Prosecutors just get fucking like what? He admitted it. Hell yeah, bring his ass up on charge. That's an easy case one.
I mean, what if I was lying though? Okay, fine. Allegedly.
There we go.
All right.
Okay.
I allegedly have smashed multiple times in movie theaters,
course,
bathrooms, you know, like, and that's one of the ones like where I got caught because like I was literally, she had a skirt on and like her titty was hanging out and she was sucking my dick, and like, and the guy came over with the flashlight and then she quickly does this and I'm just like, and then he's just like. And then, and then he just walks away. He just walked away, and then she's just like, "Oh my god, it's so embarrassing." Like I was just like, "Why is it embarrassing?" She's like, "Because it's cool for you, but he's gonna talk about people to me." Like
yeah.
Then why would you do it?
That's the point, bitch.
Yeah,
like, so
that's
it's
the
like,
point.
but
Yeah.
no, I can't even tell you like on people's front porches, like
Okay,
like
front porches are cool. Front porch, I did.
like it was at night.
Dang, I haven't lit. Oh, at night. Okay.
Oh, I did that shit. in
night.
the
I was thinking broad
You did that in the
daylight.
daytime?
Shit was broad daylight.
You're clapping cheeks, broad daylight
Okay.
on somebody else's porch.
I wasn't clapping cheeks. It was I was finger
It-
blasting. Do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, you can get
That's
away
middle
with that.
school.
You can get away with that shit. With like you need full dick out. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, bro. All right, but yeah, like it is something I still do because like I've gotten really good at it, and I normally don't get caught, but it's just something I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's something I do.
it's just what I do. Like, and like so, yeah, like so the risk is ongoing for me because it's fun. Like,
It's not even. It's probably 10 times more fun for the girl too.
dude, bro, like
For the woman. Excuse me.
girl or woman, you know what I'm saying? Or for you gay gentlemen out there, popping cheeks,
Bussies or something. What do they call it? Bussies.
Just say
I
asshole.
don't even know.
Don't call it that. No. Just call it an asshole. Why? Why do you always have to?
The only reason I know that word is because Little Nas X
Boy, if
album
you
came
don't
out.
Oh.
We was talking about that. He's talking about bussies or something.
No, I didn't hear it from.
Boy pussy or something.
Oh,
It was,
that's what it means.
Yes.
What? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Little Nas X is talented as fuck, boy. Okay,
Yo, he's
go
dope
ahead.
as fuck. But I was talking about like I learned that from Horrible Decisions, one of their interviews. 'Cause I listened to their podcast. I was
Oh, I
like,
was like, horrible decision you made?
let me.
This is a bussy!
What?
Sorry, go ahead. My fault.
I was like, all right, what are the women? I ended up coming across this damn podcast, the Horrible Decisions podcast, and I was like, what are women talking about? And I hear them talking about, I'm like, they talking about the same shit we talking about, really. It's really no different at all. They're talking about the same shit.
And girls are way more vulgar than we are. Like we're being very vanilla right now. But when if you were to hear the conversations between girls, or like, have you ever picked up your girl's phone or not your current girl, but a girl's phone that you're fucking with, and then looked at the conversations that she has with her girlfriends, that shit is horrific, bro.
Bro,